You're such an asshole.
Late night, Cappy. Gonna keep relatively quiet, but I'm trying to bang this out so I'm ahead of schedule tomorrow. Young man writes, "Hey, Mr. Clary, long-time listener, first-time inquirer. Keep sending my millennial snowflake peers the kick in the pants their daddy never did. They don't even have balls to hurt. They really don't. My question is about buying a secondary residency in Malaysia. I'm 25 years old, American vet, and I have a positive net worth of about $40,000 USD. Income of about $2,500 a month. No debt, single. I'm writing this from Kuala Lumpur, and I've been teaching English in Japan for the past 3 years. The program for Malaysia is called My Second Home Malaysia. Basically, the request is a fixed deposit amount of, is it Malaysian ringgit? Is that their currency? 116,000 in today's U.S. rates from one of their banks of my choice. I have to hold it there in ringgit for at least a year, and they'll give me a residency to buy property, condo, a car if I wanted to. I'm going to check if I can even get financing for this, but for now I'm just speculating. I guess I want your general opinion on such a move at my age, given how I'm going to be moving money around and not necessarily spending the full 116,000. Is this a good move? If the dollar keeps depreciating, I may even make some extra money when I pay off the loan, but I haven't been taking any big risks in my life and nobody to really confide in about this. I'm a lost soul that perhaps travels too much. I don't know if that's possible at 25, dude. I really don't know if that's possible. It just needs to be content where I am. No, look, you'll find out where you'll be content, because here's what will inevitably happen. You're either going to find the place like, holy cow, this is the place for me, or you'll find out there's no place I'm going to be content. What was the place I was most content? And then that's what but you're only 25, and I would keep going around. Do you think the dollar will continue to fall? I don't know. I cannot predict the future, and that makes me the best economist in the world. And fall against what? The Malaysian ringgit? I have no idea. And anybody who's going to try and predict that is lying to you. Do you think I should wait and see? Well, you're going to see regardless of whether you want. I hate to be so evasive in my answer. You must understand economics is not a science. It's not even a real study. It's all bullshit. Yeah, you're going to find out. You'll see what happens. This program might be time sensitive. If you need any more info on my finances, backstory, or why I'm looking in Malaysia, free to ask. And yeah, I did have a couple other questions. What do you want to do with your life? How'd you end up in Malaysia? Do you want to get married? Do you want kids? Do you want a career? Blah, blah, blah. So he responds, "Thank you for getting back to me. Those are all very good but difficult questions. Ideally, it would be nice to have the American dream with a house, marriage, 2.1 kids, but something has obviously changed in the American culture over the years. I was a United States Marine Corps leftover in Okinawa, Japan after my service as a diesel mechanic, and that's basically my skill set besides translating news articles and teaching Japanese kids their ABCs. Well, boy, diesel mechanic, you'd make some good money. I'm drawn to Malaysia because, frankly, my millennial peers piss me off in the West, and Janet Yellen at the Fed is freaking me out. Malaysia only has 50% debt to GDP, English-speaking country, low cost of living, no demographic winter, and to be frank, more of a future. I'm not completely turning my back on the U.S., but I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago. My state was basically destroyed by the left and their fiscal irresponsibility. I thought Japan was where I was going to settle long term, but I could take the passive-aggressive culture over here. For all the talk of racism in the West, I assure you that they have no understanding of the word. No, they have no idea what real racism and sexism is. I have mixed feelings about settling in Malaysia as well, as I've only been here once, and I'm in the process of figuring out the place. In hindsight of the email, I think it's kind of a risk with the funds I have now, as it's usually for retirees, but diversification is the goal, not just with money, but with opportunity. My only concern is my age and potential complacency. I've never been in debt before. And another, I asked if you could go back in the military. You don't want to, so... Yeah, here's the deal, kid. You're only kid. You're 25, but you're still very young. It sounds like you've only been to Japan and Malaysia, and even you yourself admit, was it? I've only been here once. I'm in the process of figuring this place out. Yeah, dude, you don't want to buy a place in a house that you just got to and you're still trying to figure out. Okay, it took me the better part of at least 6 months to figure out Wyoming. And realize that, oh no, it's not the town you're in, it's the people. It took me about 6 months to figure out Minneapolis was bullshit too, even though I'm stuck here. What I would do is I would spend some time in Malaysia, travel around Southeast Asia in general, get to Singapore, get to Cambodia. I would also contact Andrew Hendrickson, Nomad Capitalist, get his book, read about banking and all that other stuff, might give you some other ideas. But right now, man, you're not in the position to buy a house. And this would, it's not to say that it wouldn't work out in the end, but right now you're still trying to figure out where you are in the world. And you traveling too much, I don't know where else you've been, but man, I would go travel. That's what I would do. I would be the nomad. I would go, and if you could teach English in Japan, and then make like month-long forays into China, or check out the rest of Southeast Asia, or check out Indonesia, check out Bali. I was, what was the island Caledonia? Was that Mikhail's Navy? But regardless, the point is you're still in your exploratory, expeditionary stage right now, just checking shit out. And this opportunity may exist, but there'll be other opportunities to buy property in Southeast Asia. And with that being such a large investment, not a bad investment necessarily, I can't guarantee that, but with it being such a large investment that's going to anchor you there, I don't think you have that many people, like as friends in Malaysia, you could rent to. You don't know the culture. I would really postpone on it until you find out, yes, this is where I want to headquarter. This is where I want to be. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it could be like, oh no, it's Thailand, but you can't buy property in Thailand, but it might be Cambodia, or it might, if you all of a sudden have a lot of money, you can make it. You find a rich girl in Singapore, that would definitely change your outlook on life. But that is not, I would use the majority of your funds, you know, not the majority of your funds. Your primary thing right now should be exploration and travel. Go find out where it is you want to live. Because I understand you don't want to be in the United States. I completely understand that. And it may be Southeast Asia's for you. But there's more than just Malaysia down there. And you know you don't want Japan. I think China will be kind of the same with that, was it Gaijin? Where you'll never be Chinese. So I would definitely be in a more of an exploratory phase. You know, save up some money so you can definitely make a down payment. It's good to have $40,000 in net worth. But just keep doing what you're doing right now. And look, dude, life doesn't operate as fast as you might be prepared for it. Like, you may be like, hey, it's like, no, keep going and explore. Man, I would, if I were you, one thing I want to do but go the opposite way was go to the Iberian Peninsula and take the train to Moscow and then take the Trans-Siberian Railroad, and then you could drop down into Singapore on one of the spurs. I'd go the reverse. Go travel, man. Just go and travel. As long as you can make money somewhere, go and travel. And then once you have a little bit more money and you figured out, like, yeah, this is the town I want to live in, that would be the time. But you're not there yet. You're still not sure about Malaysia, so absolutely do not invest it. Not to say it's a bad investment, but you're not ready for it, and you don't know the place well enough. And so I'd say you have to live at least a place for a year before you want to decide to buy property there. Anyway, all right, hope that helped out. Remember, military veterans, active or retired, you guys get discounts, heavy discount, 33% off. So tell your military buddies. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.